The purple sign story is an interesting point from the last election. I think it's very important we get the record straight about what occurred. On election day, we received some information that there were signs that looked similar to AEC signs in foreign languages around a couple of polling booths. So we had to examine that to see whether or not that was a breach of the Electoral Act. The first thing that we did when it was raised with us is we got some of our staff in the booths where those signs appeared to make sure that the signs were authorised, and all of the signs were lawfully authorised under the Electoral Act. I was aware of a lot of the commentary online about why didn't the AEC move on the purple signs? There's some conspiracy involved that the AEC isn't moving on the purple signs. We didn't just do nothing about this matter, we looked at it in detail. There is a misconception about what our powers are in this regard. So one of the issues that people said was we should have removed the signs. And I wanted to make it very clear, we have no legal authority at all to step 6 metres outside the polling place to remove signs. We do have a power in a very limited circumstance where a sign may be breaching the Electoral Act to ask somebody else to remove that sign, or indeed to get a court order. But to do that, we need to be able to demonstrate that it has actually breached the Act. There is a section of the Electoral Act, for those interested, section 329, that deals with the issue of misleading content effectively on signs. But previously, before 2019, the Court of Disputed Returns had really narrowed the focus on that, and it's about the act of misleading a voter at the point of casting a vote. As a result of what occurred at the 2019 election, the Court of Disputed Returns, which was actually the federal court in that case, ruled that the signs did breach the Act, but that they didn't impact on the election and wouldn't have influenced enough voters to impact on the election. But what they said was, those purple signs, when put next to AEC signage outside a polling place, could be misleading. So what that means for us is that at future electoral events, we now have that guidance from the Court of Disputed Returns, where we could apply that and take action in a similar situation. The AEC would prefer that political parties avoided the use of purple signs for the very reasons that were raised during that entire process, and that would avoid all forms of doubt. Authorised by the Electoral Commissioner, Canberra.